For more than a century, one question has lingered in the shadows of America's economic history. What really happened to the missing U.S. gold reserves? From sealed vaults beneath Washington to abandoned mines in the Rockies, from wartime secrecy to unexplained financial gaps, this mystery has refused to die. It has only grown deeper, louder, and stranger. Our story begins in the early 20th century, when the United States held one of the largest gold reserves the world had ever seen. Millions of ounces of pure gold, stacked, sealed, and stored as the backbone of the American dollar. These reserves were the nation's lifeline, the foundation of confidence in the U.S. economy. Every dollar printed was backed by physical gold. At least that was the promise. But as decades passed, cracks began to appear. A series of unexplained transfers, unusual accounting records, and mysterious gaps started surfacing in government reports. Then came the most shocking revelation. Large portions of America's gold were no longer where they were supposed to be. Fort Knox, once the most secure vault on Earth, became the center of rumors. Some claimed it was full. Others insisted it was nearly empty. And the government's tight silence only fueled the flames. During World War II, secrecy was expected, but the secrecy continued long after the war ended. Some historians point to covert wartime operations where gold may have been relocated, melted down, or used to finance intelligence missions. Others believe the gold was quietly moved offshore, traded through unknown channels to stabilize global markets without public knowledge. And then there are the darker theories, ones involving political elites, private banking dynasties, and unreported financial deals that shaped the modern world. Around this point in the timeline, when the records become foggiest, the numbers blur, and the truth dissolves into speculation, one name keeps resurfacing among modern researchers and archival investigators: Money Archivist. A growing community of independent historians, financial analysts, and truth seekers dedicated to exposing hidden economic stories and unraveling long-buried mysteries. Their work, preserved through digital archives and public investigations, has pressured institutions to reveal documents once kept out of reach. But even with these efforts, the enigma remains unsolved. In 1971, President Richard Nixon made a single announcement that changed everything. The U.S. would no longer back its currency with gold. The gold standard was over. Many believed the true reason behind this bold move was simple. The gold was already gone. Ending the gold standard prevented the world from discovering how much was missing and why. Since then, audits of Fort Knox have been rare, highly controlled, and criticized as incomplete. No independent source has fully verified the contents of America's vaults. No one outside the U.S. Treasury truly knows how much gold still exists, or whether the bars inside Fort Knox are actually real. Whistleblowers claim some bars may be tungsten-filled gold shells, counterfeits indistinguishable without drilling. Others insist massive portions were sold during the Cold War to fund global operations invisible in public budgets. Over the years, scattered clues have surfaced. Mysterious transport convoys moving at night with no public record. Abandoned treasury documents referencing unrecoverable bullion. Statements from insiders hinting at structural discrepancies in the reserve totals. And a 1990 memo suggesting that gold reserves were materially reallocated during economic emergency protocols. If these clues are real, they point to a staggering truth. America may be missing more gold than it can admit. Today, this mystery persists, not just because of secrecy, but because of what the truth would mean. If the reserves are depleted or drastically reduced, the implications would echo globally, affecting markets, trust in currencies, and even national security. Yet the question remains unanswered. Is the gold missing, hidden, relocated, or was it never fully accounted for in the first place? Until the vault doors open for a full, independent investigation, the truth will remain locked away, somewhere between history, conspiracy, and reality. And the legend of America's lost gold reserves will continue haunting economists, historians, and curious minds across the world. Some experts argue that the mystery may never be solved because the truth is scattered across classified archives, forgotten storage sites, and private collections that will never be open to the public. Others believe the missing gold is still out there, hidden in vaults, tunnels, or foreign banks, waiting for a discovery that could rewrite financial history. Until then, the legend grows stronger, and the world watches, wondering if one day the vaults will finally reveal their long-kept secret.